Happy Thumbs Gaming. Booyakashaw.
Hey everybody, it's Brian with HappyThumbsGaming. Today we're checking out the walkthrough part 2 for level 5, Pittsburgh, where we find 16 artifacts, 4 comics, 4 training manuals, 4... You know what? You can read. Alright, so basically we go through and we're going to take off right where we left off, and it's right inside the hotel. As soon as we get inside the hotel, you're going to want to dart over to the left-hand side of the lobby, and there's a coffee machine which prompts a optional conversation. So we'll go ahead and hit the old triangular button, and you know what? We'll just keep this on rolling. So once you get through the conversation, grab the ladder, and this is an optional ladder movement here. There's some collectible items up here in the sense of crafting stuff. I don't know why I always by nature go to call it a collectible item. And I had a weird issue with the ladder right there too. I could not get all the way to the top. It'd let me climb it, but it wouldn't let me get off of it. So, and I had another issue with that over here too. And I did have to replay this level, which brings me to a good point. While we're running to Artifact 39 and grabbing that, it's good to know that there is an Ellie Joke moment coming up. And if somehow you miss it like we did in our first time, even though we didn't mean to and we didn't do anything that should have caused it to miss, but if that happens, restart the encounter. All right, so you saw a shimmy across after climbing up the ladder, and we make our way around, and you see we got a combination, which is always a good sign that there is a safe nearby. Because this was our second attempt of playing this area, we already knew right where it was, so we drop off the top ledge, grab the medibles on the way over there, and go ahead and get inside this dirty old rusty safe, which actually brings us to the training manual number 3, where now we can upgrade our Shiv even more. So that's badass, right? And here's the Ellie Joke moment that I was referring to a second ago. This is going to take place right at the top of the landing once you climb this ladder. Now, I'm not exactly sure. Well, first of all, I'm not sure why I grabbed the ladder. I went to climb it and I hit the wrong button. But I'm not sure if you have to wait here for this, if you can kick this off right off the bat or what. We did speed it up just a little bit, as always, so she's going to pull out the book and tell him right away. And thank you for that, because these jokes are, you know, hey, they're worth a chuckle, but they're terrible, really, let's be honest. Now, as I always mention, because it's important to mention, especially since we have a nice 10-minute break between collectibles coming up here, that there are timeline quick links down below in the description. And all these big collectible videos that have long periods of time in the walkthroughs that have different collectibles, we try to add the timeline. Hasn't always been in our MO, but it is now and always will be. So down below, you should be able to skip through right to the parts you want by simply clicking the artifact name or number or whatever it is that you're after. So tell us what you think, too. A lot of you have given us feedback saying you like these walkthroughs. A couple of you said you like them shorter. We're trying to figure out what the best model is because, you know, it is time-consuming to do these long ones, but I know that it helps people. Sometimes you get to that spot where the game just won't let you do something, whether it's a glitch in the game or you just need to do something you weren't aware of or whatever it is. So I know a lot of you do appreciate these long walkthroughs, but as I mentioned, they are extremely time-consuming, not only to play through and record all the footage, but then to come back and edit it in such a way that looks good and clean and shows you what we're needing to do. And then on top of that, talk about it and then render it. Holy cow. I mean, some of these videos take a long time. And by no means am I complaining, and I brought it up already along this way, but it's a matter of finding out the sweet spot of what you guys want. So if you guys like these long walkthroughs, we'll keep them. We'll keep doing them. Not a problem. We enjoy putting these productions together. But if you guys are in a hurry, which I know some of yous are, let us know and we'll try to figure out something in between. With that being said, though, and these videos being long, and that being the current format, we do have a text-based walkthrough that you can find on our website, and we're going to try to do these with every game that we cover with these full walkthroughs, and maybe some that we don't do full walkthroughs on. We've got a new guy, HTG Doug. Give him a nice, warm welcome if you happen to run into him online, or maybe conversate with him on our Facebook or something. But Doug's going to be handling a lot of those walkthroughs and covering potentially some footage for us that we haven't been covering in the past. So We're looking to expand and make ourselves a little bit more than just some videos to help you guys. And, you know, hey, if you guys got some ideas or you want to see something from Happy Thumbs, let us know. We are actively trying to get into the shows, so hopefully we'll be at PAX West this year. We just missed E3, and, you know, but we plan on covering a lot more of that stuff so we can get you some firsthand media and hopefully some exclusive interviews and stuff with game developers and producers that you won't see anywhere else. At least that's our goal. If that sounds like something you'd like, then, you know, let us know, and we'll keep pushing for that movement. And we're just kind of making our way. Like I mentioned before, there is quite a long period of time in between collectibles here. So if you are simply here for the collectibles, feel free to go down to the timeline description, down in the video description, and click the button you need that'll take you the next one or whichever one you need. You may find that you already have the next one in line. So, yeah. Yeah, buddy. You could use this time, too, to go over to Facebook and tell us how horrible of a job I've done on this video series and that I should improve. Or you could compliment me, too. Just saying. Just saying. All right, so right in here, we find ourselves talking about this dead body. So make sure that we go ahead and note this optional conversation in the bathroom. I know I've been saying that it's a long time in between collectibles, but, you know, depending on who you are and what you're after, this might not even be considered a collectible. Now, on top of that, there is a big problem with the trophies not popping. So be careful, just know and be patient that even though we're showing you all these things and you get them all, you might not get the trophy. Doug has experienced that. He's a little further ahead of me, and I've kind of ran into some stuff too where I've completed all the conversations, but yet I do not have credit for them. So it's kind of weird. Some of the items are a little bit glitchy and stuff as well. So make sure that you are tracking along. And since you're not recording, trying to be all picture perfect, it's a good practice to hit the pause button and go through your items. So if you, let's say you have 45 artifacts and you pick up the next one, make sure that you actually get credit for that and that it's in your inventory. It's good to know. So as we continue to schmooze our way through here, taking out each baddie as we come across them, we're just simply making our way through the hotel, grabbing all the items we can. So, yeah, buddy. A couple items in this room as well as in the bathroom. Never hurts to get a little supplementage. Remember that? Remember that word? Supplementage? It's a fun one. And we'll just keep jumping out at dudes and getting them. I have found that the live people are a lot easier to sneak up on than any of the infected. And that, I guess, makes sense. And here's another dude that we totally just ran up on and we thought we had the whole floor cleared. In fact, I'm pretty sure if we rewind it and listen carefully, it even says all clear, or gives us some sort of indication that everything's good. But that was not the case, so you can see I immediately go and beef up my listening mode skills so I can see if there's any other baddies. And look at that, there's a ton of dudes in here. Somehow I am not seen and I make it into this room. But I am seen, so it's a weird deal. Like, I swear he didn't see me, but yet he did see me, and now they're in here. And now we got to battle these bastards. And I wouldn't save too much ammo, but I would definitely get yourself in a room that only allows one way in and one way out so that you can kind of control the flow of how many guys come in. It's always a good tactic in games, as I horribly shoot at the ground and miss. And booyaka shao, swing and miss. Come on, swing bada bada. Oh, yeah. Cha 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 cha. All right, done. Dude's been handled. And, of course, we got to take a peek in the next room over to see if there's anything in here. But now we're good, and, you know, as you can tell, we've got this sped up a little bit, and that's hopefully not annoying you too much. Hopefully it's more of a good thing than a bad thing for y'all. We're kind of just wandering, looking, making sure all dudes are gone and that everything is been obtained by us. And now we'll go ahead and make our way up the stairsies. And we find an elevator that's half open that we can use our mad skills to open since we are so strong. And yeah, on to the yeah. Make ourselves a little bomb so we can pick up some of the rest of our stuff there. It's another good point to note. If you are full and you can't accept any more of a certain item, then make sure that you can't use that item to open up some space and create yourself something useful. Little helpful hint of the day. Oh, to the yeah. All right, drop down onto the other elevator. This is a little sketch. But, I mean, hey, this is probably the least sketchy thing that's going on here. And it gets worse, I assure you. Guess what? Upsy daisies, downsy jolsies. Alright, so now we fall all the way down to the bottom. We're okay. We're in water, which is never good. I'm pretty sure that the water was not part of the original elevator design. But knowing that, we know we had to swim our way out of there. This was a little confusing. You're supposed to, like, go into this room and pick some stuff up and then swim under and swim out, and it wasn't really clear on how to get out of here. So once you pick up the items in the halfway submerged room, it almost looks as though you're supposed to climb out and make your escape there, but that is not the case. You actually have to climb over and go up into the stairwell. And once you get into the stairwell, you got to dive, son, dive. Got to get that hair wet, unfortunately. Swim through a couple of baddies who didn't make it to the top. And real quickly, you find yourself with some oxygen. And there's a little room over here. You might want to grab a couple craftables. And then we'll just keep on the only path that it really gives us. Got to take a peek around first, though, you know what I'm saying? And we will try to swim our way up and out of here. So like I said, that's kind of like a roundaboutsies up there. You don't really get anywhere up top, so the only way to go is back down. All right, now at first I thought, what the hell? I'm back in the room I just left. But that's not the case. You have swam across into another room. And now you can make your way out. You'll know you're on the right track if you put your mask on and you see the spores. Spores, no good, no good. And it looks like there's a couple of crafting items in one of the rooms off to the left-hand side here. And a couple of rooms here, so make sure you check them all. Remember, we are playing on the hard difficulty, and the easier difficulties will actually have more items. So if you find yourself playing on the easy mode and you're seeing this, you might actually find a whole hell of a lot more items than we find. So right off the bat, we find a generator. We get really excited when we go to pull it, and then we think, nah, we better wait. Let me warn you, there is a fierce battle that takes place right there when you fire that thing up. Not fun. In fact, it was really frustrating. But the good news is we're to our next collectible. And I'm not trying to fool you with some optional conversation. This is an actual collectible. So this one is the hotel key card. It's once you make your way under the water and all that stuff like you just saw us, if you're watching all the way through, you can find it sitting on the desk in what seems to be like some sort of a control room, maybe? Either way, let it be known that as soon as you pick up that key card, 3 dudes rush out and get you. I actually made it to the last guy, got killed, had to do it all over again. So beware of that. It was a little weird edit back there. And regardless, we're just going to go ahead and keep on keeping on. We have nothing else really to worry about right here. It's a nice little segment of us running through, basically just trying to make our way and find Ellie still. There is, like I said, an epic battle coming up, which is not a whole lot of fun. But we will collect everything we can and then make our way back downstairs, and then we start the Jenny. Go ahead and get your rub and tug going here. Psych! Wait a minute. Let me build some stuff up, throw some stuff down. It's always a good idea. Well, let me be serious. There's a couple clickers, a handful of runners, and a bloater. One of those big, nasty, disgusting dudes that we saw in the high school. So, basically, what we're going to do now is just try to hold it down. I don't really have a really ironclad piece of information to give you. The more bombs and the more stuff you have, the easier it is. I don't know if the easier difficulties require less damage taken from the enemies either, or if it's just a matter of there's less enemies. Or I haven't played harder or easier, only played on hard, so don't really have a whole lot of info to give you. But there you can see there's that big-ass bloater. He's throwing stuff at me, not to be confused with me throwing stuff at him. And I'm just running. I will say that there is a fair amount of room that you can run, like kind of circles. You can even go upstairs and run around upstairs. But let it be known that that bloater, if he gets his hands on you, he will rip a hole in your ass. So Molotovs work real well. The bombs work real well. If you got lots of ammo, that'll work too. Whatever you need. Once you kill them, we were lucky enough to get one of those little nail bombs. And once that's done, the generator's on, which will then follow the power cord that takes us into kind of a laundry room, which we've already pilfered all the stuff from. But then we get all the way into this hallway, and we notice that there's a key card and a locked door. No more locked doors, because it's unlocked. All right, off in the corner, you can see a bottle, which we don't need. And that'll give us access to a staircase. We'll climb the staircase and find our way to the top door, in which we get to the top. There's a bunch of pissers. Yay, we succeeded. Journey's over. Have you ever had to take that leak that you just seem like you're never going to get there? It's kind of what that felt like, but not really. Inside the room over here, you're going to come in. There's behind the desk, there is a handful of items that you can pick up for weapon making. And here you go. Look at that. There's even a workbench in here. So we'll speed that up, get that over and done with. We're not real big on all that stuff, although we probably should be. And craftables and some more stuff. And then we'll hit the door up at the end of the hallway. And once inside, duck, because there's a couple dudes, and they're handling either a runner or a clicker, some sort of infected. And they definitely split up. Just be patient. They will come. One will go left. One will come all the way back to you. Once you take this dude out, it's pretty obvious. Like, he's like, oh, let's look at this corner over here where there's nothing going on. I don't think there was ever anything over there. But let's look at it. Once he does that, take him out. And once he's down, the other guy will catch wind and be like, hey, what are you doing in there? And then when he doesn't answer, he goes to check on him. So definitely use your focus and take a peek around, see where he's at, and sneak up behind him. I went all the way around out into the office, or out into the restaurant, rather, and swooped him. You can do it however you want. When I did do that, I did get spotted, so not the best move on my part, although I do give this dude a facial in a second here. Or maybe I already did. I missed it. No, he's still right there. And this was a little weird. As you can tell, I'm being like blipped in different ways, and there's no way that could be a guy. And then it turns out he's right in front of me. Like, how does that even work? But pow, right in the kissa. He's down, moving along, sir. Nothing to see here. And we're actually getting close to not only the end of the video, but some more collectibles other than craftables. And once we get everything we need, there's a ladder over in the corner, and although I'm looking around for a place to put it, the place to put it is right where you picked it up. So pick up the ladder and drop it down on the little icon that says place, and climb up, and you'll get kicked right in the face. And as you're getting choked out and about to die, you get pretty lucky, not because there's a gun at reach, but because somebody comes and reaches it for you. Yay! Never been so happy to see a young teenage annoying girl before in my life. What's up, Ellie? Give me that gun. You shouldn't have used it. I love those moments where, like, somebody saves somebody's life, and the guy whose life has been saved has too much pride going on that they can't just be like, hey, fucking thanks. You know? Like, that was cool. Like, you shouldn't be shooting people, but fucking thanks. That was one of those moments. Alright, so once you get control of Joel, oh yeah, go ahead and climb the ladder. Go all the way up. This time you don't get a boot to the teeth, which, trust me, is much better. And head through the banquet room. But in the banquet room, there's some banqueting going on. No, I'm just kidding. You're going to just head on through and move to the left, and then you're going to shimmy across. It looks like you can't get over there, but don't let that fool you. You ain't afraid of no heights. And we'll go in here and pilfer everything we can. There's a couple of collectible or craftables on the table there. And you can climb behind, and there's a couple craftables there, as well as I think there's a bottle or two and all sorts of stuff. Now, before advancing and shimmying back or dropping down, you're going to want to grab the comic on the table over here. Pretty easy to miss, but at the same time, right in plain sight. We'll go ahead and grab that and holler at our girl. Hey, yo, we got another comic for you. Which is nice. Oh, too bad there's not a better joke book, huh? Wah, wah, wah. All right, Shimmy Sham back across the way. You'll see her just chilling here, taking a little rest. And we'll go ahead and have second thoughts about leaving. But before we do, we'll drop back down to the ground floor and take a quick peek around just to make sure we didn't miss anything. And it looks good, so we're out. That was just kind of a fluke. You don't need to do that. We're actually kind of looking for this Firefly Pendant, but our information was not as good as we would like it to be. So we had to look around a little bit, but it turns out it's in the women's bathroom. It led us to believe the women's bathroom was downstairs. But, you know what? It kind of was right, but it kind of wasn't. So follow it around, hit the stairwell. Once you get to the bottom of the stairs, you got to drop down. And now, once we're down here, open the door on the left. You may find something depending on your level of difficulty. And on that left side wall, a little bit further down, you can see some stalls all the way back next to the chitter. We'll pick up that Firefly Pendant. That's bad news when you find a pendant and no body, and it's next to the shitter. You never know. Looks a pretty good idea of where that body ended up. Chopped up and flushed down. I know that's a lot of work, though, really. All right, training manual. Before advancing into the main area, you're going to want to grab the training manual that sits on a desk, kind of stacked up. It's kind of blocking your path almost. I guess the next little area is blocking your path, so once you get to that, make sure you turn around if you didn't grab the training manual. Then we're actually going to walk into the main dining area, and we're going to have ourselves an optional conversation right here. As soon as you walk in, off to the right-hand side, there's a handful of craftable items down on the ground, so make sure you grab all those. But you'll notice that Ellie walks up too, and I would definitely pay attention more to Ellie than those craftable items. And as soon as you get a chance, go ahead and walk up to her and cue that conversation. Once you do, there's not a whole lot left in here. You kind of peruse around and look around. You might find something. You may, I don't know, maybe pull a tablecloth off a table, try to show your magic tricks. I don't know. Other than that, all there is the piano. You can see we kind of need some help, so go over to it, press the button. Ellie will come over and help you, and then basically that's pretty much it. We're going to hop on up it and jump on out of here. And that is pretty much the end of this. Now, we do go to the end up here and we grab some craftables. But, yeah, so we will be moving along. We got the next video coming shortly. It's going to showcase the next area, which happens to be the financial district. So, hopefully, everything's good there. And not nearly as many as collectibles in the last section. But I will say that I still believe that level 5 is so far the longest level with the most stuff in it. Not just the length of it, you know, and hey, that's kind of expected, right? It's the middle of the game. It's right at the peak of the story, kind of getting into everything. It's, you know, it's good storytelling tactics, so good stuff. So after you get all the way up and everything has been pilfered, and before climbing in, well, I should say out of the window and into this little gondola thing there, we'll go ahead and cut it. So that transitions into the financial district, and we'll get to that as mentioned in the next video. So that'll wrap up The Last of Us Level 5 Pittsburgh Walkthrough Part 2, where we covered the hotel lobby, almost forgot, and got a ton of collectibles, a couple conversations, and had some fun along the way. So feel free to head on over to Facebook, Twitter, comment, vote, subscribe down below on our YouTube channel. We really appreciate that. We love seeing our numbers go up, and we love seeing them go up because we're helping people, and you guys appreciate us. So that's all good stuff, keeping it positive. As always, our website's available too, full list of everything. We got walkthroughs, we got more stuff. If you want more stuff coming up on our website, come by and tell us. We listen. We love to hear what you have to say. We love your feedback. We love you. Aww. All right, until next time. See ya.